If you're a manager in local government projects, this video will show you 5 simple things to do to make your community safer. Number 1 is streetlights. Look at your community, and chances are there are several streetlights that may be out, or that may be damaged, or that are old, or that there are areas where there is insufficient lighting and therefore not making your community very safe to either walk or drive, or the businesses not very attractive. This is something that can very quickly be handled by bringing a team on board that can do an inventory of all of your streetlights, document which are the streetlights that are damaged, and then whether submit tickets to the utility or the company that is responsible for handling those damages, or if those are handled in-house with your own operations team, then you will just start handling those lights so that you can provide better lighting for your community and therefore making it safer for drivers, pedestrians, bikers, for businesses, and it just becomes more attractive for people to visit as well. Number 2 is that traffic lights and traffic signs are working properly and they are in working order. So you have no traffic lights that are out or that they're not functioning properly. And then the other piece is that the traffic lights are not old and damaged, that you can really see what it says in them past 6 p.m. because it gets a bit dark and they're old and the fonts are just like coming out. Just replace those traffic signs and provide something that the residents in your community can be proud of. When you have traffic lights that are out, it's just a message that you're sending to that community that you don't care much about that area of that community, and then that light will be probably handled down the road or later in the future. That will send that message to the community, and that will also create a very unsafe environment for drivers. Number 3, speed bumps is a way to handle very cost effectively any type of unsafe conditions that may be the result of people driving at excess speeds in the area. This happens in almost every single community. There's always those few roads that just for some reason they call on drivers to go there and speed and go over 100 miles an hour and then have fun doing that for whatever reason. So just having some speed bumps have been shown to prove to have remarkable results, because people will definitely slow down when there's a speed bump, else they're gonna mess up their car. So speed bumps, great and cheap way to make your community safer. Number 4, another quick one, is just having someone from your team or a consultant come in and drive around and finding any potholes, document those potholes, and simply issue a contract to your contractor that's already on board, or get a new contractor and have them replace those potholes citywide and make that investment in your city. Is going to send the right message to the community, and it's also going to make it safer, especially for bikers. Those guys that are with the bikes around, like going into one of those potholes can be like fatal in some cases, and definitely for the drivers, like it just messes up the car and just creates the wrong atmosphere and environment for the residents in the area. Number 5 is looking for areas that flood a lot. You all have in a community areas that constantly experience flooding. So one of the best ways to handle this is to actually prioritize that area in your capital projects and fix it. Like, study what's happening in that area. Is it insufficient capacity? Is it that the system is all clogged up and it's not allowing water to drain, or what's happening in that area? But that area needs to be prioritized, because first, it drive businesses and tourists and visitors away, and it makes it very unsafe for drivers to go over an area that is extremely flooded, and people may actually have their car just stopped working because the car got filled up with water due to that flooding in the area. And last, number 6 is properly monitoring your underground utility. So looking at your water system, looking at your wastewater system, making sure that those infrastructure are in proper working order, that they're not old, that they haven't been there for like 50 years without someone looking at them. They have the old materials. And what happens is that if you don't monitor those properly, then they can cause a break, and all of a sudden you can have a sinkhole in the middle of your road that, if not handled or monitored properly, they can be the size of a car. You can have a car go into that sinkhole and get into very bad troubles because of not prioritizing the underground utility in your community. So I just walk you through 6 simple steps that you can implement in your community as a manager in local government projects so that you can make that community safer and better to live in. Now, if you're getting ready to do some construction, I really want you to watch this video right here on 7 effective steps for construction inspection services.